10 years ago, I started my biggest YouTube channel, and it has now made me over $628,000 just from YouTube ads alone. And if we take a look at my best performing video, it now has over 40 million views and made me a total of $186,240.55, which is absolutely insane amounts of money just for one single video. So in this video, I want to go over my YouTube analytics and show you a couple of my best performing videos and go over some of the biggest learnings I got from those so that you can hopefully apply these lessons to your own YouTube channel. And lastly, I want to give you a couple of tips on how you can make your YouTube channel particularly profitable. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so the first thing to keep in mind is that YouTube is definitely the long game. You can't expect to make a YouTube channel today and then expect to make money a week from now or a month from now or even a year from now. It takes a lot of time to develop the skills and stack the skills that's necessary to even be able to make a video that people actually want to watch and are interested in. So you really need to be patient. And if we take a look at my analytics right here, you can see that I started making videos on this channel back in November 2014. And then I started getting maybe a couple of hundred views per day. And it wasn't much. Back then, I also didn't really know much about YouTube. And I also didn't have a clear goal with this channel because I was not a vocal coach. And I still aren't a vocal coach today. So I was like, how can I make a big channel out of this and make enough videos to even make this anything big? So I didn't have a clear goal, and it wasn't until 2016 where I actually started getting more clarity on what kind of content I could make in this channel. So that's where I really started pumping out more videos, and you can really see that I started getting some traction. And keep in mind, this is after 2 years of making YouTube videos. And if we take a look at the money side of things, then you can see that it wasn't until 2 years later than that I actually started making any significant amount of money. So that's where I started making $50 to $80 per day, which was really cool to me because at this point I was studying economics. I really hated studying economics. It was just too corporate for me. So I actually wanted to do something else, but I didn't really know what else I wanted to do. So that's where I actually was like, okay, maybe this could turn into something. Maybe I could actually go full-time on YouTube. But yeah, it also took 4 years to reach even this point right here. And I was actually afraid to show my face back then because I was like, what would my friends say? What would my family say and stuff like that? So I was just making sound effects at that point that was just looped in for 10 hours. So it was like budgie sounds and all sorts of sound effects. That made me all the way up to like $1,500 per month, which was absolutely crazy to me. And actually back when I started, I just wanted to make maybe $100 per month because then I was able to buy a beer when I went out and stuff like that. And I didn't need a regular job. So making $1,500 per month was absolutely crazy to me. So again, this was where I was like, okay, maybe I can go full-time on YouTube and not get a job as an economist because I absolutely hate that. And then I just kept going and actually kept studying because my family was like, finish your degree, then you always have something that you can fall back on, even though I just knew that I don't want to fall back on anything. I just want to go full-time on YouTube, and that was going to happen eventually. I just knew that. So I kept going, and then in 2019, I graduated, and then I went full-time on YouTube, and that's where I made a couple of $100 per day. And that's actually where I felt the richest ever in my life. I finally graduated. I didn't have to do any homework. I didn't have to do anything that someone else was telling me to do. I could wake up every single day and do whatever the heck I wanted to do, which was so crazy. And at the same time, I was actually making around double the amount of money that I would have been able to make as an economist. So yeah, it was just so mind-blowing to me. So yeah, after that, I was just making $200 to $300 per day, and I also made more revenue streams than just AdSense because just relying on AdSense is pretty risky, and I just wanted to make more money as well. So I started branching out to Spotify and stuff like that, put my exercise on that, and also did affiliate marketing and stuff like that, and started making a lot more money from that. But my point with this is that you really need to be patient. You can't expect to make a lot of money even a year into your journey. It takes so much time, but even if it takes like 5 years to get to this point where you can go full-time on YouTube, I promise you it's definitely worth it. So just know that it's actually possible, and then if it's something that you actually want to do, then just keep going until it happens. That's what I did. Now let's go back and take a look at my best performing video, because not only did it get a lot of views and made a lot of money, but it also got me over 300,000 new subscribers that also want to watch my other videos. So this really taught me that one video can change everything for you. One video can be the difference of you barely scraping by and not getting any traction at all and not making any money at all, to actually going full-time on YouTube, making a decent amount of money, and also getting hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So if you're like 1 year into your journey and you have gotten no traction at all and you're really frustrated that nothing happens, just know that your next video could be this video right here. Your next video could be the one that changes everything for you, okay? So just keep going. All right, so now let's take a look at this video right here. This video has 1.9 million views, and it's actually one of the first videos I ever posted on this channel. So I posted this in December 2019, and as you guys can see, it didn't get a lot of views in the beginning. It maybe got up to around couple of hundred views, and it even dropped down a couple of times, and then it wasn't until 2018 that it really started gaining any sort of momentum. And this probably happened because I also had other videos that took off, and then it bled into this video as well. YouTube started getting more data on this video and started figuring out who is actually the right audience for this video, and then once they know that, they can start serving it to more people. And then as you guys can see, it dropped down a bit again, and then it really took off in 2020, and that's where I got up to around 1,500 views per day, which is absolutely crazy. And this really taught me that just because a video doesn't take off instantly doesn't mean that it's a bad video. I've had a lot of clients in my YouTube coaching program that did everything that I taught them, and they put a lot of effort into a video, and then they get really disappointed when it doesn't take off instantly. And then they come back to me and are like, okay, Jacob, I did everything that you taught me. What did I do wrong? Why doesn't it take off? And what should I do now? Should I just delete it, or what should I do? And I always just tell them to leave it on the channel, because you could have done everything right. YouTube just doesn't have enough data on the video to actually be able to serve it to the right people. So the video might just pop off 30 days from now, or a couple of months from now, or even, as in this case, 4 years after posting the video. And then again after 6 years of posting the video. So the big lesson here is never delete a video. It might just pop off in the future and make a huge difference to your channel. All right, so now I want to show you a couple of my best performing videos, because there's a really huge takeaway from these 3 videos that I want to show you. So the first one is this video right here, Find Your Vocal Range. It now has 1.3 million views and has made me a total of $1,700. And then if we go to the next video right here, you can see that it has a very similar amount of views, 1.4 million views, but it made me a lot more money. It has actually made me $6,000, a pretty significant difference. And then if we take a look at the third video, you can see that it has a lot more views, but it also made a lot more money. And to actually be able to compare these videos, we need to go to the revenue tab and then take a look at the RPM. And that just means how much I actually make per 1,000 views on this video. And the RPM on this video is almost $8. And the RPM on this one is $4.71. And the one that made me the least amount of money made me $1.31 per 1,000 views. So why are there such a big difference between these videos? Well, after I dived into the analytics, I found out that the video that made me the least amount of money was also the shortest video. This video is almost 2 minutes long, so a very short video. And then if we go to the one that made me a little bit more money, this one is significantly longer, so 15 minutes long. And then the video that made me the most amount of money is 32 minutes long. So when I saw this, I found out that I should just make longer videos. If I make longer videos, then I'm actually gonna make a lot more money per 1,000 views on my videos. So after finding this out, I just started pumping out long videos. And you can actually really see that on the lifetime data on my channel. If we take a look at the views, you can see that the views aren't really going up, but the watch time is still going up a lot. And then if we compare these two stats to the amount of money that I made was more correlated to the watch time than the amount of views, because this one went up way later than the views actually went up, because right here it didn't really go up at all. But if we take a look at the money, this is actually where I really started to make money from my YouTube channel. So this is actually a huge takeaway if you want to make more money just from YouTube AdSense. So as long as you can make longer videos and actually retain people for longer, and you're also placing multiple ad breaks in your videos, then you will start making a lot more money from YouTube ads. All right, so now I want you to pay attention to the titles of the next 3 videos I'm going to show you. This video right here is called Daily Singing Exercises for an Awesome Voice. It has 9.2 million views and has made me $67,000. So a lot of money from a single video. The next video is called, again, Daily Vocal Exercises for Singing high notes. So it's pretty much the same concept as the first video, it's just for singing high notes instead. So as you can see, this also has 3.2 million views and made me $11,000. So what I found out was that these daily vocal workouts or daily singing exercises was something that people really like. They like the idea of having a single exercise video that they can come back to every single day and then know that if they keep doing these exercises, then they will improve on this key area. And then the last video is called Daily Vocal Workout for an Awesome Singing Voice. So it's pretty much the same video as the first one right here. It's just worded slightly different in the title. And that's also to try to hit slightly different keyword in the title. And as you guys can see, this one also has 2.6 million views and made me $20,000. So the lesson learned from this is that once you find something that works, that has proof of concept, then try to figure out why does this video work? And in this case, I learned a lot from just reading the comments, because you could really see that people enjoyed these daily vocal workouts and they were telling me that they were doing these every single day. And that's probably because I told them in the title that it's something that they should do every single day. So once I found out that this concept works, then I just doubled down on this concept and made multiple videos on this with slight variations. Maybe it's the exact same video, just worded slightly different, or like the same concept for a different use case. Another way to do this is by making the exact same video just a year or two after you made the first one, and then make an updated version. So maybe you make a video on how to grow on Instagram in 2024, and then you find out that you get millions of views from that video, and then after a couple of years, then you can redo that video. Then you are way better at speaking to the camera and stuff like that. You can overall just make a better video, and you know that this video has proof of concept. It's very likely to take off once again, and then just include some updates in terms of how do you actually grow on Instagram at that point in time. So don't reinvent the wheel, just find out what works, dive into the analytics, try to figure out the psychology behind why it works, and then double down on that, okay? You can also learn quite a lot from looking at your traffic sources. So if we take a look at my traffic sources right here, you can see that by far the most amount of views that I get comes from YouTube search, which is the blue one right here. Suggested videos and browse features and stuff like that is much more volatile. And I've seen other creators that burned out and then they want to take a year off or so. And then once they do that, their views tank by a lot and they don't even make that much money, even though they have a quite big channel. So the reason why it does that is because they didn't focus on making searchable content. They didn't do YouTube SEO, which I did a lot on this channel. So they weren't able to take a year off and still make the same amount of money that they did previously when they posted. But I have actually been able to do that on this channel. I actually haven't posted in the past couple of years on this channel, but as you guys can see, the views are still quite consistent, which means that I'm also pretty much making the same amount of money from it now than I was a couple of years ago. So this is the closest you can ever come to making passive income, unless you're investing in stocks and stuff like that. But that also requires a lot of money. So the big lesson here is, if you want to be able to not get in this hamster wheel of having to post consistently, and you want to be able to take a break from your channel once in a while, maybe even a longer break, then focus on searchable content. Now, you might be looking at this video and be very inspired to start your own faceless channel, because obviously I'm not showing my face on this channel that much. And that's because back then I was really afraid to show my face. I was really afraid of what other people thought of me when I posted videos like this. And also I wasn't a vocal coach, so that was also quite messy. So I totally get why people like these faceless channels and why they want to make them. But I actually regret not showing my face earlier on YouTube, because I really believe that if I did that way earlier, then I would be able to make a lot more money, have a lot more impact, and be a lot further in my YouTube career than I am right now. There's a lot of drawbacks from not showing your face. So because I don't have the same amount of trust and personal relationship to my audience, that means that I can't really sell the same amount of products that I could be if I actually showed my face. So when I tried to sell more courses from this channel and other products than just making these exercises, it pretty much just tanked a lot. And it's probably also because I'm not a vocal coach, so it's not really that authentic. I don't feel like it's that natural to go out and sell something that I haven't made myself. I made a partnership with another vocal coach that made the course, and then we are selling that. And it's a really good course and stuff like that, but it's kind of weird to not have enough knowledge about this topic to actually be able to go out and sell it. And I couldn't really say that this was something that I made myself and stuff like that. So yeah, it just made it really hard to sell. So if you really want to go full-time on YouTube and build a solid business from this, then I would really encourage you to just overcome that fear of showing your face on camera and talking to a camera. I know it's really uncomfortable. You should see my first videos. They are absolutely horrible. You could just see how tense I was and how uncomfortable I was. And it wasn't until I could actually make a full-time living on YouTube that I actually told my friends and stuff that I was doing YouTube in the first place. And then only after going full-time and thinking about what I wanted to do in the future, then I decided to show my face on camera and do what I actually love to do, which is this stuff right here. But I probably could have done that way earlier and been a lot further than I am right now if I did that. So a faceless channel is definitely doable, and it's definitely better than not doing anything. Yeah, I would just encourage you to really try to overcome that fear and show yourself on camera. If you do that, then you will thank yourself in the future. All right, so that was a bit of a side tangent. Now let's get into the fun stuff, which is how many views do you actually need to make a full-time income just from YouTube ads alone? So let's dive into my analytics right here. You can see that once I got to around 1.5 million 1.5 million views per month, I was making around $2,500. And that's still not what I'm considering a full-time income. I'm considering a full-time income to be around $5,000, at least here in Denmark. That obviously may vary depending on where you're from and the buying power in your country. But I was trying to aim for around $5,000 a month to be able to go full-time on YouTube. So at this point, I was around halfway to my goal. So at this point, I could do two things. Either I could scale my views to get double the amount of views, so around 3 million views per month, which is quite a lot in my opinion, or I could do something else and try to scale my RPM. And as we talked about earlier in this video, I found out that by making longer videos, I could actually make a lot more per video than I could before. So that's actually what I started doing. So by doing that, I grew my RPM from $1.7 all the way up to around $4.23 per 1,000 views. So quite a significant change. And by just doing that, I got the same amount of views, so around 1.5 million views. And now I'm making $6,000, which is more than the 5K I was aiming for. And these numbers are actually not that unrealistic. I think it's very achievable for most channels. I'm not really in a high CPM or RPM niche right here. The music niche is quite average, or maybe even to the lower side. Obviously, if you're making videos about how to make money online and stuff like that, then the advertisers are willing to pay a lot more per views because they also earn a lot more by advertising. So depending on your niche and the length of your videos, then the amount of views you need to make a full-time income also varies. But I think this is a very achievable goal. So I would aim for around 1.5 million views and try to get at least an RPM of $4.23. Now, you might be thinking, wow, Jacob, 1.5 million views is a lot of views just to be able to make the bare minimum to be able to go full-time on YouTube. And yes, it is a lot of views. But I also want you to keep in mind that YouTube ads is only one income source from your YouTube channel. And it's probably also the smallest income source. At least it should be the smallest, because you can make a lot more money from other income sources on your channel. For example, I've sold a high-ticket coaching program where I taught Danes how to grow on YouTube and make money from it. And that program was around $3,000. And I've made millions of Danish crowns from that program. So imagine if you're selling a 3K program, then you only need 2 sales every single month to be able to go full-time on YouTube. And you definitely don't need millions of views to be able to do that. You just need to attract a few of the right type of people that actually want to buy your program. So definitely don't make the same mistake that I did. Back when I started, all my focus was on making money from YouTube ads, but you can go full-time much faster if you just focus on building a solid high-ticket program that you can sell on your channel. And obviously there are a lot of other ways to make money on YouTube as well. It's not just AdSense and selling a high ticket program. You can also do affiliate marketing. You can have sponsors and so on. So don't be too close-minded. Keep in mind that there are a lot of ways to make money on YouTube. Try to explore the different ways of making money. And then again, double down on what works. Now, earlier in this video, we talked a lot about how making longer videos gives you more watch time and then makes you more money. So now I want you to watch this video right here where I show you one specific type of video that really taps into the advantage of making longer videos. And just by making this one video, you can really blow up your channel and your business. So click here and watch that, and then I'll see you in there. Bye.